What's up, goodies? Welcome back to Tamara Recipes. In today's video on the menu, I'm gonna make some fry and cook down chicken. That means it has no browning. So if that's something that you're interested in, stick around to the end and let's get cooking. So I have a whole chicken that I seasoned with some all-purpose seasoning and some fresh seasoning. I didn't add any black pepper to it. I didn't add any salt or any other powdered seasoning more than some Maggi seasoning. Alright, so you can always use any seasoning of your choice, but I don't want it to be, flavored with too much powder seasoning. I'm just trying to go, more natural with this type of recipe. I also use some sweet pepper. So I use thyme, I use garlic, I use some red onion, I use scallion, I use thyme. Alright, so I season my chicken overnight and I allow it to thaw. And now I'm gonna fry the chicken. Now guys, I'm not use much oil to fry my chicken and it's still gonna come out good. Alright, so I'm gonna add a few pieces at a time because you don't want to overcoat the pot. So because we're not gonna use any browning for the recipe, so guess what guys, you have to fry the chicken on both sides until it's golden brown and crispy and nice. Alright, but guess what guys, it do take some time, but you just have to be patient and just humble yourself and just enjoy the cooking process. Alright, so when both sides are fully fried, you want to turn it to any side that needs to fry. Alright, so when you turn it over to the other side, even when you do so, if there's any part that needs to fry, even at the edges, you want to turn it to that part. Alright, so chicken nicely fried and golden brown. So I'm gonna remove them from the pot, set them aside, and then I'm gonna add some more into the pot. Alright, so you're gonna do this step until all the chicken is nicely fried and they are so beautiful in color. Alright, because you want to achieve that nice beautiful dark color so that you don't need any browning. Alright, so even if you see a little part that needs to be fried, if it's not a big part, then I could just leave it, but for me, once I can get that side to brown as well, why not? Now in the pot is pear flavor, so we're gonna continue frying. Alright, so I'm gonna repeat the process that I did earlier until all pieces are fried. Now because I said I'm frying a whole chicken, so I cut them into the pieces of my choice. Now I'm gonna let them fry and then I'll come back and show you the next step. Now after finish frying all the pieces of chicken, you want to add back everybody into the pot. That's the reason I don't advise you to use too much oil, because you'd have to throw off some of the oil at this point. Alright, so if you like, you will always pour off some and then you add your chicken. Alright, so if you're a person who loves to use a lot of oil, then use it to your preference, but at this point you need to remove some oil. So I'm adding some warm water to the oil. Bear in mind that this will add some additional color to your chicken and also make a chicken juicy and nice. So these are the seasonings that I am going to be using. So other than the seasoning that I seasoned my chicken with, I added some onion, some carrot, and some other fresh seasoning. Alright, so you add the fresh seasoning to your liking. If you have like a bigger pot than I do, or if you have a pot where all the pieces can go into the bottom of the pot, then you want to turn them because you know water is still left in the pot, or a little juice then is still left. And then you know you want the chicken to get that nice color on the underside. Alright, so at this point I'm gonna add some water to my bowl, rinse it out, and then I am going to pour it on the chicken, and then we'll cook our chicken. So I'm gonna add some water to rinse the bowl, and then I'm gonna add it to the chicken. Alright, so you don't want to over add the water because you know the chicken will spring some juices as it cooks. Alright, so just add enough water just to cover the level of the chicken, but don't over add your water. Alright, because you don't want to boil your chicken, you want to cook down your chicken. Alright guys, so after adding your water and your seasoning, you want to allow it to come up to a boil. Well, actually this step is completely optional. If you don't choose to add any ketchup, then just leave it out. Just add some fresh tomatoes and you're good to go. Alright, especially some overripe tomatoes, yeah. But the tomato ketchup is optional. You know, your food still gonna taste good even if you don't add it. And for this recipe guys, I'm not gonna add any sugar at all. Alright, this is authentic Jamaican fry and cook down chicken, so we don't need no sugar. But I'm gonna add some more all-purpose seasoning just for added flavor, but you could always taste, and if you don't need any more, then just leave it out. You could add some pimento seeds or any other fresh seasoning that you like, but I added some ginger because I do love to add ginger to my chicken. Alright, so I'm gonna leave the ingredients in the description box where you can check it out. But guys, any seasoning are free to add to your food or your kitchen, so do what you please. Alright, so our chicken coming down nicely, the gravy is becoming thicker, and even though we never add no browning guys, the chicken still have a nice beautiful color. Yes guys, so just allow it to continue to simmer until it reaches your desire, because I know everybody love the gravy very thick and some love it extremely thick, or depending on the amount of gravy that you want also. Alright, so I'm gonna allow it to finish simmer and then I come back. So at this point my chicken is all done, and I didn't let the gravy reduce too much, but you could always use less gravy or any amount of gravy that you like, as I mentioned earlier. This is the end product. I trust and hope that you enjoyed the video. If you do and you try the recipe, comment down below and give me a feedback. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed.